Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the birthday cake card, which is an SVG from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this is a super simple card. I just thought it would be fun to fold it differently. I could have done just a side fold, but the way that this card folds, it's like this. It'll be like this. So when you cut this file, so this is the main card file, it's going to be like that, and you're going to fold it like this, and then like this. And that'll go on top. So the person that receives it will go like this, and of course we're going to put the cake on top and the panels on there. So I would fold it first just to get the seams there to make it easier for us to put the next pieces on. But let's go ahead and piece the little sections for the panels that go on it. So I just created some use some creative colors for the cake. I did a yellow version too. But here's the top, so this will go here on top. Excuse me. And then we'll have these pieces layered. So I'm using a printable design paper, so I printed that out, and then these go here. And then we have this candle piece. And the option for the little flame right here, you could put it under or you could put it over, but I prefer to put it under. So that's how it's going to go together, and then we'll put them on the cards. So let's go ahead and piece them together. Let's do the top one first. So if you wanted to make it stand out, you could ink the edges of this piece and it would help. But I mean, you pretty much can see the seam, which makes it more of a 3D element. I'm going to go ahead, I'm using art glitter glue. We'll go ahead and put this piece on here. So I'm just going to add glue to the back. I'm going to line it up to this top edge here. You can see in the back, it just lines it up. And the reason I like to use liquid glue for this is that it gives me some wiggle room so I can get it in place. So it gives me time to get it in place. And then this will go on here. And again, I'm just going to put little glue around the edges, being careful not getting close to the real edge of it because we don't want it seeping out. And then we're going to line it up to the top of this. Same thing. Just make sure it's lined up. Because it is super simple, and this cake file could be used for so many things, not just for birthdays. Then we'll go ahead and add it to this one. Just lining it up. Just picking it up, kind of pushing from the sides, make sure it's lined up properly. What I like about this card is that it's super simple. You can make a lot of them quickly. If you need a card in a bind, you don't have to be going through and getting a whole bunch of cuts. I mean, I did have some colors. I tried to put as least amount of colors, but the fun part is, like, let's say you didn't want to cut out this particular candle portion, you could actually just color it in with, a lot of people have inks and everything, so it's up to you what you want to do. I like the dimension, so I like the layered look. So we're going to go ahead and add this. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but I added a little embossing. I'm going to move that because it's trying to focus on these things. I added a little, used an embossing folder and have it's like a confetti embossing folder. And anyways, I was able to give it a little pattern so it looks fun. And I can highlight that with glitter glue or something like that, or stickles. Stickles I use a lot, which is just a glitter glue. And I'm just going to line this up might want to start from the top. I kind of knew where to start so you don't get glue down here. And then the same thing with this. I'll do put this together just like that one, and then we'll put together the rest of the card. So now that I have this bottom one done, the panel, I'm just going to add them to the cards. Well, we can add our last minute embellishment. Like I said, you could put the this above or below. It's up to you what your preference is. So what I did, you want to make sure it's folded like this. And then I'm going to fold it this way. Fold it around like this. To put the top on, we're just going to line this bottom edge up. So you see it's going to fold. If you can see here, it's going to fold right here. So the reason I did that, we want to go ahead and add glue this way right here. I'm just doing really light. The reason I did it this way is I wanted the round cake on the bottom. And if I do it side to side, I can do that, but I just thought it would be kind of a different kind of fold. I always try to find something different rather than just a plain fold card if I can. And if I do a plain one, I try to add a different element. Just because I like to be challenged. It's not as much as what I think others would like. I kind of stick to what I like most of the time. It's a bad thing, but I don't know. So you see that lays like that. And then this right part here, we're going to go ahead and add this. And you can put the glue here or here, either way. I'll do it here because I tend to drop things. And if I drop it in the wrong place, the glue will not be in the place I want it to be. So I also have 3 different tags that you can do a print and cut on. I didn't want to do an intricate cut one because I figured people would use their own sentiments mostly anyways, but I have some just in case you want to do a quick card with my little simple tags. And if you do like our videos and our projects, I would ask that you could just please give me a little thumbs up below. I appreciate it. And you can see it kind of looks like a layered cake now because of the way it folds. So I don't lose that roundness. Otherwise it would have to be a square card if it went sideways. It just wouldn't work. So here are the sentiments that you can add. So I chose just the basic black one. I'll do a little edge on it. We'll go ahead and ink the edges, but here's different options. So here's happy birthday, just so you know what you can do. So I use my Cricut to do this, but you could use Silhouette, or if you have a print and cut capable machine. So I did happy birthday. I changed the color, and I have a video that tells you how to do this too. It's the basics of using print and cut on Silhouette and how to change an SVG file with the colors. This one I used a background pattern, a rainbow pattern, and changed the happy birthday to white. Then we have celebrate, and that have a couple versions. And then we have make a wish. So I don't have that make a wish here, but it's the same font, everything else. But the thing is that you could just put it down there, or if you wanted to, you could put it up here. This does fit in a standard A2 size envelope, and we do have that available to in SVG format with our basic or free basic envelope set. So it's up to you. So like I said, you could add any sentiment, but I'm going to add this. So I'm not going to do that right now. So we'll put that aside for now. We'll go ahead and just embellish this. So there's a couple things you can use. I like to use stickles. My most favorite clear stickles, so this is the clear stickles called Crystal. This is not my favorite. My favorite is Diamond, because Diamond just enhances something. Some of these clears have different colors in them. It just depends, but this has more of a rainbow color. It's hard to see. I know there's other brands, but I've always used stickles. So I'm going to go over the embossing components with the stickles. And you hear my dogs in the background. So you can, if you can see, Kind of gives it a glimmer. Okay, I'm back. I had to stop because my dogs were barking at a FedEx truck. We have a neighbor that gets a package every day, multiple times a day. So this is the age of the pandemic, as this was recorded during the shutdown for coronavirus. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and continue, just do a light bit of enhancement, glitter enhancement to that flame. And then what I'm going to put on it, and this is going to make, it's going to take some time to dry. What I'm going to put on it, so it's essentially done, right? So you can give it, I'm trying not to hit it because it's wet, but essentially it's done. You go like that, right? So that's the card. But here's the other thing I'm going to use is Nuvo, some clear Nuvo drops, crystal drops. So this is great because it's going to give me kind of dimension and make it clear on top. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the top of the flame. And it takes a long time to dry. So fortunately, just kind of going over that glitter part. So it's going to give it dimension up here. I also could have just like inked it or chalked it with a little bit of orange to give it more dimension. You could use markers, however you want to do it. Or just keep it yellow and basic. So to me, sometimes that's a good thing. The other thing you can do, just to give you another idea of how to enhance your card, it's up to you whether you want to do it. I have this thing called liquid pearls, and I'm sure some people might have it in their stash. And I rarely ever use it, but I've been using it recently. So it's hard to use, but in a card this small, I could just do little dots. And I usually practice on a piece of cardstock before I put it on a card or something. The problem with this particular brand, in my opinion, is it has a little thing that kind of comes up. You can see when I'll do a bigger one, kind of gives a little thing at the top, a little I don't know what you call that. Anyways, it doesn't make it perfectly round, so you have to be careful how you use it. The other thing I don't like about these are gifts from a friend, by the way. They're called liquid pearls from Ranger. Sometimes I have to use a pin because this is acrylic paint in there. It just gets stuck, but I love the pearlescence of it. So just letting you know. So I could just put little dots. And I like to practice before I put them on the card size, but I can put them right here. And I'm going to wait to do that, but I will be adding them to the final card because I have to concentrate how I put them on. And that's what I would suggest if you're going to do that. Practice on a spare piece of cardstock before you try it. Then we'll go ahead and just add the happy birthday here, but I'm going to add a little inking to the edges. So that's the card. So it was super simple, easy to make. And I hope you like it. Again, if you do, give me a little thumbs up below and or subscribe to our channel to see more projects like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time.